Hey, what's up? It's been a while. With about a week until Strive gets its big Season 4 update, I thought I'd compile my current issues with the game as things are now, and share my wishes for Season 4. In the few months that I took a break off of YouTube, I've started playing this game a little bit more seriously, and in this time I found that even though I love the game, sometimes I have a few things that I like to complain about. Just about everybody that makes YouTube videos on Guilty Gear is making one of these right now, so while I'm sure some of these complaints are ones you've heard a billion times over, I'd still like to share my 2 cents on everything involving the game as it is now. However, I won't just be whining like a little baby the whole time. I'd like to present to you a few of my wishes that I'd jump for joy if they were added. I might as well start with this one. Literally everybody says this shit.
The fentanyl got me moving like a claymation figure.
This character sucks shit to play against.
This overtuned Count Chocula head-ass character loves to shatter your health bar with just one move, similar to how the economy shattered my heart when I figured out that his cereal now costs around $7. Look, Slayer does a lot of damage, which is something people have actually been trying to defend, as characters like Sol, Potemkin, May, and a few others have been doing damage like this for a long time. My issue isn't really the damage, it's just how easy he does it. On top of that, K-Mappa is essentially a full screen move, which makes me, as a Faust player, want to ball myself up into the corner and cry. If I choose to toss an item at any range other than full screen, I'm getting hit into a combo that is at least 60% of my health and a wall break, giving the other person a positive bonus, and putting me in a coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb type situation. But even throwing my personal matchup issues aside, this upcoming patch is already completely dog shit if Slayer doesn't receive any kind of change, and I don't even think it needs to be his damage. There's this one thing that Slayer can do where he basically rips you off the ground after beating the brakes off you, spits in your mouth just to beat your ass a second time. He can do this like 3 to 4 times as well. It's extremely unbalanced. Look, I'm not a pro player, so I can't definitely say what needs to be changed about him, but it has to be something. He's just way too strong right now. Hey buddies, so here's the part I'm supposed to talk about Dizzy, but I waited till the 23rd for Dizzy's trailer and didn't really get much, but there was a lot of other shit, so we're gonna be talking about Dizzy and that other shit here. So that's what this part is. There isn't a whole lot that I can say over voiceover that I didn't already say during my voice recording, other than this patch is gonna be fucking batshit. It's gonna be crazy, dude. Holy. From what I saw, it seems like just about every character is either getting something new that they couldn't do before, or the way that their moves combo is changing. For example, this fucking weird soul shit, and Faust can now use the golf club. I don't know, dude. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be that crazy, but I was really excited about it in the moment. So show some crazy new Faust shit, please. Oh. Yeah, I don't know, dude. That shit really isn't that crazy, but I don't know. It could be cool. Some other big ones that are pretty notable to mention is that, whatever this Gold Lewis shit is, which is gonna make the rest of the context of this video pretty funny, actually. Potemkin Potbuster now has fucking hyper armor. Ramlethal's little thing on throw on the floor, you know, the sword throw, seems to be like an overhead now, or the properties are different. Also, Anji can spam this fucking stupid move. There's definitely some shit that I'm missing. Like, I only watched the trailer probably once, maybe twice, because I wanted to get this out, you know, relatively fast. Hopefully same day as the trailer came out, but, you know, you never know with this shit. If I had known this trailer was coming out, I probably wouldn't have done the rest of the video before this came out, because at the time of recording this right now, everything else in the video is already done, so this may look a little weird now, but I promise you, I still talk about my other thoughts in depth, so it's okay to not leave yet. Dizzy's pretty cool though. Dizzy has some pretty interesting properties, but for the most part, she seems pretty similar to Exard. She has like a pretty cool freeze status that she can freeze you for like, I think it's a second. It's really not that long. She can also do like, there's this half screen, full screen, like type of slash move. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how she works. Off of first impression, I honestly can't really tell if I think she's going to be good or bad. It's really hard to tell because, once again, it was a 2-minute trailer, didn't show a whole lot, didn't show all the properties of her moves. It's impossible to know. So, yeah, that's kind of all I can say about Dizzy as for now. If you'd like to see the trailer for either of these, I'll put them both in the description so you can watch the full trailer for yourself. But watch this shit first, please, bro, please! This segment is more something that's kind of like a cry for help that will never be heard, because majority of the characters that I'd like to see taken out of the top tier spotlight will most likely be there for the entirety of the game's lifetime. And that's just because of the way they're made, and let's face it, they've been there since release. I've been getting sick of seeing Mei, Nago, Soul, Happy Chaos, Gold Lewis, every fucking game, dude. And the worst thing is, most of these characters really can't be tweaked super easily without destroying how they are as a character. Take Gold Lewis for example. His whole gameplay plays around this move, where he basically matches it and plays off the move guard crushing. That being said, the guard crush is really strong, does insane chip damage on block, and the guard crush aspect of it makes it extremely hard to counter. However, if you take away the fact that the move can guard crush, he's probably moving to the bottom of the tier list instantly. Soul has way too much in his kit for him to ever be bad. Happy Chaos is impossible to balance because he either has really stupid combo work and damage, or he sits on the other side of the screen and spams bullets while the other player gets out their box of tissues to wipe their tears. Nago's Blood Rage is easily avoidable, making it barely an issue, and if they make it, well, not easily avoidable, he'd probably be bad. And Mei does whatever the fuck Mei does, and it ends up doing 80% of your bar. Look, I know these characters most likely won't be touched that much, and I really don't have that much of an issue with it, most of them. It's just annoying seeing the same character over and over. Granted, this is an issue that could be pivoted towards another character if they get too much added to them. We saw that in the previous patch with what happened with Johnny. Johnny went from one of the worst characters in the game to one of the best in one patch, and now suddenly everybody wants to play Johnny. And I'm not going to say I want him nerfed instantly though. He kind of got the Sin treatment where he wasn't good for a really long time and got a small tweak and is now very good. And even though I hate playing against Johnny, I think it wouldn't be fair to take the spotlight away from him when he only just received it. Which brings me to...
First time trying a cigarette? Let's chase the buzz. I'm fucking tweaking! I'm fucking tweaking!
I absolutely hated the last patch. Every single character that was a low tier got some kind of change to make them stronger, which indirectly nerfed my character. Now, I'm not going to sit here and complain about how my character is probably worse than your character, but Faust had something going for him, man. He was sitting in arguably the upper part of mid tier, which was the best he'd been since launch. All of these characters receiving their buffs meant Faust started to lose some of his matchups that were once favorable. And look, I don't think Faust is bad, but I don't exactly think he isn't bad either. In a game where we have characters like Soul and Nago, like I complained about before, Mei, all of those characters who have been top tier for a really long time, Faust is pretty bad. But yet again, that doesn't matter too much, as, you know, you can win with any character, except for, like, fucking Zato. And while I do like to sometimes complain about my character not being as good as some other characters, I'm not going to say I want him to be, because that would probably kill most of the fun I have playing with the character, but having him horribly weak compared to how he was once, it's just not as fun to play the game, you know? It's not as easy to sit down and play. But, you know, like I just said, I'm not going to complain too much because there are people who still play Zato.
Please, I need this!
I'm kind of the worst character in the game by far. My fans are failing to back me, and I'm gonna have no players.
While I have my personal gripe with the strong characters in this game, I do have to say there are some characters that are absolutely way too bad and need something to get them out of the mud. First and foremost being Zato. I feel like this one is almost guaranteed, as he's been really bad for really long. Zato players need to have their season, man. I just feel really bad. It's like showing up to a horse race and having to watch a horse with no legs race horses that are really well fed and bred, or fucking like on steroids or some shit. It's not cool. Kind of fucked up. To be honest, I don't really know what they need to give him to make him better. I honestly don't know too much about Zato, just that he sucks. Look, dude, I didn't make this shit, Arxis did. I'm sure they can figure something out. Another character that people are basically begging to make better is Baiken. I don't really know what made her this bad this patch, but people are saying she's trash. They're saying she's unplayable, like Zato, and while I personally disagree with that, I still think she needs a little something to make her better. Not a lot. I genuinely don't think she's that bad, which might just be because I don't like the character. But like, no, it's true, man. I agree though, she definitely does need something to be a little bit more viable. Same could be said about Milia, but I'm not gonna vouch for that. I don't care if she's bad. I really don't like playing against her. Also, on a completely separate note, I think Bedman is receiving some serious downplaying by pro players. I think he's starting to reach a point where he's deadass really good, and he's gonna be thrown in bottom tier on tier list, so he might be a good sleeper to hop on.
Pitiful humans. War, segregation, hatred. Is that what you've done with your free will, boy? Don't you lecture me with your $30 haircut.
I wanted to at least kind of talk about mechanics, as mechanics are something that changes every single season. They try to make some kind of tweaks or something similar to that to make the mechanics more balanced. And I can say that I really do like what they did with Wild Assault last patch. It was definitely needed, but beyond that, I'm not really sure what else to say. I can present you with something that I think is a personal issue that people are going to be like, oh, skill issue in the comments, but I don't really care. 6P. I think this move is fucking stupid. I hate it. The way 6P works just really grinds my fucking gears.
I hate it! I fucking hate it! It has priority over everything! It's so stupid!
This may once again be because I play Faust, and 6P is kind of nightmarish against this character, but Jesus, dude. Sometimes it feels like 6P is just way too effective at beating literally fucking everything. Something that may be a little bit less controversial is I think there needs to be some tweaks towards positive bonus. I think positive bonus is something that's been semi-problematic since it got added, and the nerfs to Wild Assault made it a little bit less of an issue because you can't instantly get wall broken off of Wild Assault, get stuck on the floor, and then they get positive meter. It's really hard to balance this though, because if you completely remove positive bonus, there's literally no benefit to breaking the wall, and there needs to be something obviously because it takes a little bit of effort to do that. Maybe just lower the rate that the meter goes up. I'm not really sure, honestly. I just think if someone gets positive bonus, it puts you in a position where it's pretty hard to get back from it, and it's a really strong mechanic. So if you don't break wall first, you might just lose the game, which once again, since Wild Assault isn't as big of an issue, isn't as prevalent anymore, but it's still something that can happen, I guess. I don't know. It's like I said, it's a weird thing to balance and tweak, but you know, as a wise man said like 5 to 10 minutes ago, maybe, probably less than that, they made the game, they can figure this shit out, bro. That's just about all that I really have to say, other than I hope this patch is a good one. I'd also like to formally apologize for the fact that I haven't uploaded anything in a bit. I've been going through a lot of different ideas and ended up scrapping a few, and it's been hard to stick to just Guilty Gear related content when there are other fighting games that I also like to play, so at some point I might be making videos on those. As far as Guilty Gear goes, when this patch comes out there should be a few videos following its release, as I'll finally have new content to play and stuff that's interesting to talk about. I have a few other ideas that aren't really related to the update, and I hope to start working on these soon. Believe it or not, I didn't spend my entire time off trying to fit the square piece into the triangle hole, and I was actually working on ideas, some of which are already in the works. Enough updating on my channel though. If you've watched this far, I greatly appreciate you, and though I absolutely hate dropping this line, it would really mean a lot if you could subscribe and if you enjoyed the video. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. I have a couple cool and interactive ideas planned for when we hit this milestone. Obviously, if you guys are interested, we can totally go through with it, but we need to hit the milestone first. Anyways, that's just about all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.